Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a list of some of the best summery, incredibly sexy and flirty fragrances. All have a ton of personality, versatile, and overall just amazing. Designer and niche, let's get into it. So we're starting off with a fragrance that I have been raving about practically non-stop because it is a summer staple, an absolute staple. We have Gin Tonic by M. Micallef. It's a very woody, boozy, aromatic, fresh scent. This smells so realistic and dimensional. We have lime, ginger, tonic water. You get this beautiful sparkling feeling, almost kind of like it's over ice, you know? A little bit of peppermint too gives it this kind of beautiful mintiness. Very bubbly, it kind of smells like a very refreshing drink, but not over the top boozy. It doesn't really smell like vodka or like a thick, heavy, you know, alcoholic type of drink. There is something boozy here, but it's minimal. It's more like a beautiful, minty, refreshing cocktail. Very invigorating with an interesting base. It has a little bit more warmth and dimension. It has nutmeg and vetiver. We have orange blossom and pink pepper as well with moss and musk. You get this really nice cooling sensation from that mintiness, but also energizing because of this like zesty ginger. It's really amazing. All pulled together with this very like sexy, masculine, warm, woody base. Very smooth spices in here. It is the best for summer from Micallef, and taking the internet by storm for good reason. Gin Tonic. I will say that the projection on this is not the biggest. It's not really like a beast mode projection fragrance, but it does last a very long time on the skin. So next up we have a fragrance that is new to my collection from Super's Budapest. We have La Boheme, and this is going to be almost in the same realm as Gin Tonic. It doesn't smell the same at all. Distant cousins, like that type of scent profile. But if Gin Tonic is a little bit too pricey for you, a little out of your, like what you're looking to spend for a summer staple, La Boheme is going to be a fantastic alternative. The opening has a very strong zestiness as well, but it kind of opens a little bit more green and a little bit less dimensional. It's gonna feel denser, thicker, but has the same kind of sparkling, you know, uplifting feeling that you'll find in Gin Tonic. It's not alcoholic, like it doesn't have that very refreshing cocktail feel that Gin Tonic has, but it is a very uplifting scent. This has juniper berry and grapefruit with lemon, ginger, pink pepper, pear with vetiver, geranium, blackcurrant, nutmeg, and rose. Fantastic summer freshie from Supers if you're a man looking for just something that is going to keep you very fresh feeling. Ultra, ultra fresh. And once again, it's not really boozy, but it does have this very like invigorating, sparkling feeling. I love the soft florals in here. Very soft. It's more of a very citrusy, fresh balm. Very strong as well. Straight to Parfum. This is one that is going to perform very loudly. It's going to last a very long time. Perfect for the hot, hot summer. Only around $100, plus you can save 10% off with my code Erica10. So for 90 bucks for an Straight to Parfum that is like a beast mode fresh scent, it's an amazing deal. Crazy good freshie, La Boheme by Super's Budapest. So next up we have a fragrance from Tumi. We have Awaken Distilled. This is going to be more of like a woody, year-round type of scent. It's not going to scream summer, but there is something very fresh here. There are really some hidden gems by Tumi. This is a brand that I wasn't really suspecting anything good, you know, like it's a luggage brand, but they actually make some really good fragrances. You guys have seen me talk about Tumi 19 Degree like many times on my channel, but I wanted to put a little bit of a spotlight on Awaken Distilled and some of their other scents because they're all really good and also for great prices. This is going to have a very dominant sweet amberwood, a little bit of orange and lavender, and I like this because it's not really like a soapy lavender. It's more of like this creamy kind of enveloping sweet lavender with some woods and with a really nice green patchouli. Classic, versatile, smells like a very sexy man. I love how they did the lavender in here, and that amberwood gives it a very slight kind of like oceanic vibe. A really great option, and if you're looking for a Tumi scent, I definitely recommend picking it up over on So Avant-Garde because they have the best deals on Tumi. So next up we have probably one of the best straight up coconut fragrances for a man. We have Virgin Island Water from Creed. I know I am so late to the hype on this one. This literally smells like you're right here next to me on the beach. Like everything that you see behind me is bottled here. Tropical, playful, and fun. It has this really nice kind of breezy element to it. It's not a milky coconut. Literally the name here, water, describes it perfectly. It smells like a very fresh coconut water mixed with some rum and lime, mandarin, ylang ylang, and hibiscus. You get a little bit of a tropical floral here with musk. It's a very bubbly coconut and very fresh as well. I love how it's not just like a milky typical type of coconut. It's very watery, but not like a light scent. There's definitely some density here, especially with those florals. It really combines beautifully. I love this so much. Seriously, I slept on it way too long. It's very casual feeling, but very fun and playful at the same time. It's laid back, perfect for a vacation. It has a sweetness that is very alluring here. It's kind of like this slight like sugary, like sugar cube type of sweetness, but it works really, really well. I like that nothing in this scent really comes off like syrupy, thick, sweet. Like it's a dense scent, but it's very airy and light. Bright and crisp. 10 out of 10 for a very outgoing and fun, playful guy. Virgin Island Water by Creed. So next we have a hidden gem from the house of Tamine. We have Bravi, and this is going to be a fragrance for all of the floral lovers out there, for the tuberose lovers. But this is probably my favorite tuberose dominant fragrance ever. This is literally so perfectly done, so perfectly blended and dimensional. This also has a very heavy dose of honey, and I'm so incredibly particular when it comes to honey. I don't like honey. I don't like the smell of it, the taste of it. It has to be done in a very specific way in fragrances for me to like it. And this is literally perfection. This is going to be for the enthusiasts out there that really love a niche experience and really appreciate true artistry in their perfumes. Stunning tuberose with this very spicy saffron, with this honey, with ginger, and a very bright bitter orange. It's really nice to balance the bitter orange. It kind of cuts that almost not thick syrupy honey, but you know how honey is, you know, it has like a density to it. Along with those floral notes, you also get tobacco, a very nice kind of nutty walnut milk with vanilla. Ultra alluring and very grown up, but blended seamlessly. I'm telling you guys, this is true artistry in perfumery. It has a very fresh brightness that unveils a warmer and more sensual side to the scent as it develops. One of my favorite honey scents, like honey, super honey dominant scents out there. It is a masterpiece. Bravi by Tamine. So next up we have another fragrance that I have not been able to shut up about. Probably my favorite designer release of 2024. We have Azzaro Eau de Toilette Intense. This is freaking addicting. I am absolutely hooked. It's a decently simple linear scent. Bergamot, lavender, liqueur, and moss. But oh my gosh. There's just something about this fragrance. Whenever I smell it, it is so sexy. Once again, it's decently simple, but it's unique in a way. It's one of the most fresh, like wearable, boozy scents for this summer. But once again, it's not like a heavy, dense, like very thick type of booze, but you definitely get this kind of like sweet liqueur note. The perfect amount of sweetness mixed with this kind of green mossy side. Very slight moss though. It smells like a freaking Playboy. Not too unique, but unique enough. I like that Azzaro is doing something new. It is definitely the most unique in the Most Wanted line. It kind of takes a step away from that like DNA that you would expect. And I don't know if that's why people have been saying that this was a little underwhelming for them. Like I seem to be the only one that is obsessed with it, but you guys, I am serious. I am obsessed with this. It is so incredibly good. Don't listen to the haters. Get out to your local department store and test it out for yourself. I like that Azzaro is trying something new with the Eau de Toilette Intense. So good. So next we have a fragrance for those that want to make a very bold statement. We have Syn.ergy by Syn.ergy. Fruity and musky with an almondy accord and rose with a little bit of saffron. So freaking sexy on a man. So incredibly hot and different on a man. Definitely a unisex fragrance, but on a man's skin, this has a lot of ambroxan, a lot of like this kind of molecule that on a man's skin is going to really just kind of go in a more masculine direction. You're gonna get more warmth and spice and depth versus on like my skin, I get something a little more fruity. You're gonna get more of that muskiness on a man's skin. Whew, the ladies will be flocking because they will literally be able to smell you from a mile away. This is one of the strongest fragrances in my entire collection. This is nuclear, literally 48 hours of wear with this. You do not need more than 1 to 2 sprays. And that is coming from me. We have pineapple and mango and cassis. With peach, pear, apple, you get this beautiful fruit basket, but the fruits don't necessarily overwhelm this scent. It is very balanced with this kind of exotic side coming from that almond and the saffron, and a little bit of a soft floral feeling, but very soft florals. It's musky and woody, slightly ambery in the base. If you want something that is beastly strong and great to layer with basically any other fresh scent out there, definitely check out Syn.ergy by Syn.ergy. So next up we have a scent more for a summer night, but is still going to make a very sexy impression. We have Boss Bottled Oud. In my opinion, right out of the bat, this is the best fragrance from the bottled line. This is going to be fantastic for like going out clubbing or for like a very sexy, intimate date night. It's gonna have you smelling very unique. This is a very sexy, dark, very exotic fragrance. It's fresh and fruity with some woodiness, with saffron, clove, and labdanum, apple, citrus, cypriol. You're not really gonna get a ton of oud in this. I mean, any designer fragrance that claims to have oud, it's like, is there really any oud in this? You do get a lot of woodiness and a lot of this cypriol, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily oud, but I will say this does definitely smell like very Middle Eastern, exotic, very, very sexy. And you can pick this one up for, I think, around $50. It's a fantastic deal. I like that this has like very deep spices with this leathery side with a little sprinkle of cinnamon. The apple is very sexy. It's so unknown, but it's so good. Definitely worth checking out if you like very exotic, sweet fragrances. Boss Bottled Oud. So next up we have Daydreams from Montal. And this is going to be take 2. This is going to be Montal's take on a coconut scent, but it's gonna have more of an emphasis on some tropical florals. We have mandarin orange with orange blossom, tiare flower and jasmine, neroli, vanilla, coconut, and sandalwood. This is going to be the perfect like vacation, casual, like you're going to a very exotic location. This is the perfect fragrance. Fun in the sun with that very like famous Montal kind of sweet, very distinctive DNA. A little bit of a twist and flair here. It's simple but very happy. Like this is probably one of my favorite fragrances from Montal. Very under the radar as well, but for the summer, this is beautiful. And of course, it's going to be absolutely beast mode. So next up we have the icon from Jean Paul Gaultier, Beau Le Parfum. So on the note of coconut, this is going to be more of a flirty, sweet, fruity coconut with pineapple and iris and ginger. This is incredibly dimensional. Classic Jean Paul Gaultier with that kind of bubblegummy sweetness, but I love how this was done. That kind of coconutty pineapple gives you a little bit of like a pina colada vibe, but the iris is beautiful here with a nice woodier, greener side with a very powdery iris. Very well balanced, very well done. It is fantastic. If you happen to come by Beau Le Parfum, don't hesitate, grab it. It's pretty hard to find these days, but if you can snag a bottle, it is a very incredibly sexy fragrance for a man in the summer. Beau Le Parfum by Jean Paul Gaultier. So this fragrance here needs to be on your radar from Fragrance du Bois. We're talking about Cavort. If you appreciate true ultimate luxury, this needs to be on your radar. A beautiful leathery scent with so many facets and nuances. Fragrance du Bois is one of my favorite houses. I say it all the time. I have so many in my collection from them. It's just such an ultra luxurious house. Like, it's just the top tier that you could possibly get with luxury from every aspect, from the packaging, from the bottles, from the oils, from the scent. Everything just screams luxury. This is show-stopping and so unique, all while being just so refined. This is definitely a fragrance for someone that just really appreciates the finer things in life and does not want to smell typical whatsoever. We have cinnamon and saffron and geranium with rose, ylang ylang, and jasmine with a very dark, sensual side. Incense, labdanum, and sandalwood, and patchouli. Very incredibly exotic and otherworldly. This is seriously, it is next level. And from the Four Lovers collection, this is going to be, I think, the most wearable for a man. It's gonna smell so incredibly rich and mysterious. It feels incredibly dressy and perfect for a very heated date. Nighttime just blooms in the heat. If you want to smell ultra refined, you definitely need to try Cavort. This fragrance, I am just addicted to it. It is so underrated and so good. So next up, we have a fragrance that really doesn't need too much of an introduction. We have Vibrato from Sospiro. Now, this is a fragrance that I wear when I know I'm going to be outside and when it's very, very hot. This is one of the strongest citrus scents on the market today, with grapefruit and bergamot with a very beautiful ginger, creamy, creamy ginger with musks and woods, a little bit green. It keeps you feeling very clean and fresh and will get you endless compliments, literally endless compliments, because it is so strong. It is probably one of the longest lasting citrus scents on the market today. It is absolutely incredible for the summer. So next up, we have a super cheapie. We have Mont Blanc Legend Red. This is probably going to be my favorite from the Legend line, just because it has this beautiful, very distinctive blood orange note, mixed with some very classic, like designer masculine elements like clary sage, cardamom, grapefruit, juniper berries with some woodiness, woody sweet base. It's very sparkling and fresh. It's not going to be the strongest fragrance on earth, but for around 30 bucks, with this beautiful, very nice like blood orange note. I really like this because it doesn't smell like syrupy, synthetically sweet. It's very well done, and for the price range that you can get it for, I think that it makes up for the performance. It's really, really good and very underrated. Mont Blanc Legend Red. So we have a certified lady killer here. We have 1 Million Royale from Paco Rabanne. Every woman that I have shown this to has thought it was incredibly sexy. And I definitely agree. There's very appealing elements here with this warm cardamom and lavender, with this very sweet, like vanillic benzoin, kind of adds a very soft warmth with tangerine, lavender, violet leaf, sage, cedar, and patchouli. Fresh and sweet, but very sensual and woody. Not super dark, but it definitely has like a very cozy feeling to it. Love the sensual cardamom and benzoin. Touch of lavender. It's the best 1 million, hands down, that the women just cannot seem to get enough of. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up with the summer banger from Mancera, Oud Lemon Mint. A leathery almondy citrus with some spices. I immediately get this black pepper and cardamom with a little sprinkle of vetiver, and mint, of course. Mint is gorgeous. I really, really like this one, how the mintiness is kind of sweet and playful, very flirty, a little bit salty as well. Something here. Very subtle oud and woodiness. It kind of makes like a really nice, interesting contrast in the scent. You get this very fun, playful, flirty, sweet side with this kind of like very slight kind of sensual oud. Makes it unique. There's not a crazy amount of mintiness in this. It's done very creamy, but it is surrounded by these beautiful spices with a very creamy, creamy citrus. It's definitely one of the best like introductions into niche perfumery for someone just starting out. Something a little different for a great price point, great performance, has that classic Mancera charm, Oud Lemon Mint. So guys, that was just my top 15 fun, sexy, flirty, fresh fragrances for the summer. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have any of these fragrances? Are you interested in trying them? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.